Good morning, students. Sairam. How are you all? I hope you all are well and safe at your places. Children, in the last chapter of social science ahead, we have completed our third chapter, which is about the northern mountains. We have learned about the northern mountains and the state which are in the northern mountain. So we have seen the northern mountains stretch like a great wall across the northern and northeastern part. So we have seen the that the Himalaya cover north part of our India from north to northeast part of our India. So these are the northern mountains. These are the area of northern mountains. Children, today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter number 4, and it is about the northern plain. And today we will learn about the northern plain, the area, the state which are in the north and are plain. In this chapter, in the chapter number 3, we have learned about the mountains which are in the northern and its states, and today we will learn about the plains which are in the northern. So let's start our today's chapter. Our fourth chapter is the northern plain. So today we will learn about the plains which are in the north. Children, as we go south from the Himalayas, you can see in this map when we will go from south towards the south from the Himalayas. Now you know that Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, Sikkim are the state of northern mountains. When we go towards the north from these areas, when we move towards the south from Himalayas, we will come to visit northern plains of India. So towards the south from the states of northern mountains, the areas are northern plain. So these areas which you can see in the figure, which are of saffron in color, so these area are the northern plain of India. So these you can see the state Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Bihar, West Bengal, Meghalaya. So these are the state which come under the northern plain. So children, the northern plains run parallel to the Himalayas from Punjab in the west and to Assam in the east. So many rivers originated in the Himalayas. We have learned in the previous chapter that many rivers are originated from the Himalayas, such as Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, Satluj, which flow through the northern plain. If you see map here, you can see many rivers which are originated from the mountains. Here you can see which are originated from the Himalayas. Here you can see the Satluj, Ganga, which originate from Gangotri glacier. So they flow from mountains to plain. Here you can see the Satluj. Here is the example of river which flow in northern plain: Satluj, Ganga, So many rivers flow in the northern plains. Children, when these rivers flow from mountains to plains, they bring with them fine soil. Fine means here very high quality soil, which called silt or alluvium. Alluvium here is a soil or sand which is left by flowing water. Flowing water is river. So The river which flow from mountains bring very high quality of soil, which is called silt or alluvium. Children, these alluvial soil is very fertile. Fertile is here means is very high quality, is very good for agriculture. It makes the northern plain one of the most fertile region of the world. So these soil help to make the plain areas of these plain areas which are in the northern plains area are one of the most fertile region of the world. The main rivers have several tributaries. In the previous chapter you have learned about the tributaries rivers. So which are the tributaries rivers? Or those small rivers which join the main river. The small rivers join the main rivers, or here you can see our smaller rivers joining them are the tributaries river. An area watered by river and its tributaries is called basin. You can say what is basin? The area of land from which streams run into a river, lakes or sea are called basin. So what is basin? The area of a land from which streams like rivers run into a rivers, lake and or sea. Children, the main rivers have several tributaries, or you can say smaller rivers which join the main river. An area watered by the rivers and its tributaries is called basin, or you can say the area of a land from which streams run into a river, lake or sea. Children, the northern plains can be divided into three basins. Means the northern plain according to different rivers flow from these areas. So these areas, the northern plain areas are divided into three basins. What are they? First one is the Satluj basin in the west, because here Satluj river flow. The Ganga basin in the middle, because in these area Ganga flow, and the Brahmaputra basin in the east, because here the Brahmaputra river flow. So according to the basin, the northern plains are divided into three basins. First one is Satluj basin in the west. Second one is Ganga basin in the middle, and the Brahmaputra basin in the east. Now we will look one by one about this basin. What are they and what are importance of this basin? So first we are going to learn about the Satluj basin. So children, the river Satluj and its tributaries flow towards the southwest through the Punjab. Here if you see the map, you will see here Satluj river is flowing. So this Satluj and its tributaries river flow towards the south and west from Punjab. They join the Indus river in the Pakistan. They flow towards the southwest from Punjab, and they then join the Indus river in the Pakistan. Here you can see again a map. They flow towards the southwest from Punjab, and they join the Indus. Here you can see the river Indus in the Pakistan, and they join in the Indus river in the Pakistan. Then children, the Indus finally flow into the Arabian Sea. The Indus finally flows into the Arabian Sea. The Punjab and Haryana lie in the Satluj basin. So I told you the state or the area which are nearby the rivers are in the under the different basin. So the Punjab and Haryana lie in the Satluj river, lie near the Satluj river, so they are in the Satluj basin. So Punjab and Haryana lie in the Satluj river. The dam which is built on the Satluj river is Bhakra Nagar Dam. The dam which is built on the Satluj river is Bhakra Nagar Dam. So what is the name of dam which is built on the Satluj river? So the answer is Bhakra Nagar Dam. It is built on the Satluj river. It provides electricity and water for irrigation. So this dam provides electricity and water for irrigation. The Indira Gandhi Canal. What is canal? An artificial river which provide the water nearby the areas. So Indira Gandhi is the example of canal which is made from the Satluj river, which start from the Satluj and provide water to many dry areas of Rajasthan. So canal is artificial river which is made from the Satluj, and it's provide water to many dry areas of Rajasthan. So these two, one is dam which is made on the Satluj river is Bhakra Nagar Dam, and the canal is Indira Gandhi Canal which start from the Satluj and it's provide water to many dry areas of Rajasthan. Here you can see the picture of Bhakra Nagar Dam which is built on Satluj river, and the next picture of Indira Gandhi Canal. Canal is a artificial river which is made for the irrigation. Here you can see the Indira Gandhi Canal. The next basin is Ganga basin. Okay children, tell me from where Ganga is originate. From which glacier Ganga originate? Very good. The answer is Gangotri glacier. The Ganga originates from the glacier Gangotri. Children, the Ganga is the most important river of the northern plain. Ganga is most important river of the northern plain. The Ganga basin is spread across Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. If you see this map, so you will understand that Ganga originates from the Himalayas, from the Gangotri glacier which is in Uttarakhand. Then its flow into from mountains to plain areas. Then it is spread across the Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. So it spread across the Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. It is originated from the Gangotri glacier, which is in Uttarakhand, and from mountains it flow into the plain areas and it spread across the Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. Children, in the mountains it's fed by several tributaries. Means in the mountains, when it's flow from the mountains, it's joined by the many small rivers like Alaknanda, Mandakini and Bhagirathi before it's enter in the plain area at Haridwar. So Haridwar is also in Uttarakhand. So from the Haridwar the plain areas are start. Before entering in the northern plain at Haridwar, it is joined by the many tributaries, or you can say small rivers like Alaknanda, Mandakini. It is joined by the several tributaries. When its flow in the plain areas, then also it is joined by many tributaries, several tributaries like Yamuna, Gandak, Ghagra, Kosi and Gomti. So these are the small tributaries, small rivers, or you can say tributaries which join Ganga in the plain areas. After flowing through the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the Ganga enters in West Bengal. After flowing through the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the Ganga enters West Bengal. It splits into many branches or distributaries. Now you know what is tributaries, when a main river is joined by the small rivers. And what is distributaries? Distributaries here means when rivers are spread into many small rivers, when its flow into many small rivers. Tributaries are when small rivers join the main river, and distributaries are when main rivers is divided into small river. So in the west, when it's flow into plain areas, in the plain areas it also splits into many branches, or you can say distributaries. In the West Bengal, when it's flow towards the West Bengal, it splits into many branches or distributaries. The main branches are Hooghly and Padma. So what are the two main branches into which a main Ganga is split, or distributaries? The two main branches are Hooghly and Padma. So these two are the main branches of Ganga which split in West Bengal. The Hooghly flows through the Kolkata and then into the Bay of Bengal. The Ganga which distributaries in West Bengal as Hooghly, then it's finally meet with the sea into the Bay of Bengal. So children, Hooghly is the river which flow in Kolkata. So which river flow in Kolkata? Answer is Hooghly river flow in Kolkata. The Padma enters West Bengal. Now you know that Ganga split into two branches. One is Hooghly, which flow in Kolkata and West Bengal and then finally meet with the sea in Bay of Bengal. And the second branch of Ganga, which is Padma, it enters Bangladesh and join the Yamuna. Point is here to be remembered that Yamuna and Jamuna are two different rivers. So Jamuna is in the Bangladesh. Padma enters in Bangladesh and joins the Jamuna, the main branch of Brahmaputra in Bangladesh, before entering the Bay of Bengal. Then this river also finally meet with the sea in Bay of Bengal. The delta made by Ganga and Brahmaputra is the largest in the world. What is delta? We have learned in the previous chapters. A triangle shaped landform formed where a main rivers flow into the sea. So a triangle shaped landform formed where a main river flow into the sea. Here you can see the picture of delta. The Sundarban is the example of delta. Here you can see main rivers are joining in Bay of Bengal, and they are forming triangle like structure, triangle like landform, which is known as delta, and the example of delta is Sundarban. Sundarban is the example of delta. It is called it the Sundarbans. So what is delta? A triangle shaped landform which is formed where a main river flows into the sea. So the Sundarban is the example of delta, and it is here you can see the map where rivers are joining the sea in Bay of Bengal, and they are forming triangle like landforms which is known as delta. Then children, our next basin is the Brahmaputra basin. The Brahmaputra basin is narrow stripped in the state of Assam. So this river flow in the state of Assam. Brahmaputra river flow in the state of Assam. So this form the Brahmaputra basin. The Brahmaputra is the longest of the three great rivers of North India. So the Brahmaputra is longest of the three great river of North India. It is started in Tibet, where it is called Tsangpo. The Brahmaputra is start from Tibet, where it is called Tsangpo. It enters in India through Arunachal Pradesh and flow through Assam into Bangladesh. So it is start from the Tibet, where it's called Tsangpo, and it enters in India through Arunachal Pradesh and flow through Assam into Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, it joins the Padma. Padma, you know now, it is a branch of Ganga, and from the Sundarbans delta before flowing into the Bay of Bengal. So the Brahmaputra also join the Padma and form the Sundarban delta before flowing into the Bay of Bengal. Children, now you know that these rivers flow and finally meet with the sea. Ganga and Brahmaputra river, which flow in the northern plain and finally join in the sea in Bay of Bengal, and Satluj river, which flow from Punjab and join with the Indus in Pakistan, and then finally meet with Arabian Sea. Finally join the Arabian Sea. So children, we have learned today about the northern plain and about basin. So today your homework is you have to learn about the three different basin, about Satluj basin, Ganga basin and Brahmaputra basin.